everyone, Zeddy here again today with a bit of a later video because, hey, we got patch notes, patch 26.0, which will be launching tomorrow. Launching tomorrow has all the reverts for Wild. We've got Warsong Commander unnerfed. We have the Demon Seed unbanned and nerfed again. Tons of changes. We're going to talk about them. Wow, like they're taking some risks here. There's some spicy stuff, and well, we're gonna go over all of it. And if you feel like I've earned your subscription, want to help support the channel, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like. The rewards track refresh hasn't been announced yet. We'll have a giveaway going with that as soon as that's announced. Probably have a video on that probably tomorrow morning if they post it later today. But again, stay tuned. So lots of exciting stuff to go over. But let's go over the patch notes. April 11th, the expansion will be going live. We already knew that, although they didn't announce it officially for a long ass time. But we have the patch reverts, craziness, card rotation, core set changes. We all know the core set's changing and all of that. The adjustments we're going to be talking about, they're all going live tomorrow. All the adjustments go live on all the cards. However, the core set changes don't go live until the expansion comes out. So you won't be able to play, let's say, Dr. Boom in standard until April 11th. The core set will remain the same, but any changes to said core set cards like Hex going to 3 will be live tomorrow. So tomorrow, going to be absolute chaos. All these cards will be unnerfed, still in standard. Just expect shenanigans, absolute shenanigans. And well, there's some other stuff to talk about before we get into the balance changes very quickly. We have a special event, won't be going live until April 18th, and it'll be going for 2 weeks as usual. You'll be able to unlock a couple of packs, a standard pack, a new expansion pack, a couple of signature cards as well, non-legendary ones, very similar to what we saw with March of Lich King. So there'll be free stuff. I'll make a video when the time comes for that. Make sure you don't miss out on it. But as always, we always welcome free stuff. The events tab, one of the coolest things they've added to the game. It's just fun to get stuff and do the quest and all that. It's a really cool thing. And the signature card update will be going live only on the newer cards. Only the newer ones look better. They're not reworking Lich King, unfortunately, but they look a lot better. They're going to feature vibrant full color art, golden style animations, and a new thinner frame to show off more of the art. All the card text will be shown via tooltip rather than on the board to really let the art pop. We'll see how it plays out. If it looks a lot better, probably I guess in the theory crafting streams on Thursday, probably get a sneak peek of it. But overall, I'm really excited. And it's cool that yes, you'll be able to disenchant them going forward. You won't be able to craft them, but you'll be able to disenchant them, including Lich King ones. And you get like golden legendary dust worth amount, which is a lot of dust. Was that 1600 dust for one of them? So you can just make a legendary of your choice if you don't want to hold on to signature cards, which I don't think I will. I mean, I'm a completionist, but man, I never use them. I always use the regular one instead, but I don't know about these ones. These ones I might be using instead. We'll have to see how it plays out. But the spicy stuff, card balance updates. The following cards are being adjusted with patch 26.0. Most of these adjustments are reversions to prior changes in preparation for these cards rotating to Wild. So the Demon Hunter quest will go back to drawing 4 cards in a turn. Went up to 6 because it was just busted in standard, right? Well, it'll go back to 4. It was never problematic in Wild. It might be someday, honestly, but until that happens, the Demon Hunter is not very good in Wild. It's a safe revert in my opinion. Keria goes from a 7/7, 7 mana to 6 mana 6/6. Was only really a high roll that was good in standard for a brief period of time until they nerfed it. That's totally fine, and you'll be able to get your big demon cheated out 1 turn earlier. But again, only in Wild. But again, these will be going live in standard, so you might be expecting some quest Demon Hunter for the next week until rotation. I'm not getting a legend in standard until after rotation. Like, I'm not even gonna bother. It's gonna be a nightmare. We got Razormane Battleguard getting back to a 2/3. Was a 2/2 druid card that can cheat out other top minions. No big deal. Shouldn't be too problematic for Wild. Same with Kolkar Pack Runner going to a 2 mana 2/3. Was nerfed to a 3 mana 3/4, slowing it down. I don't know if this will see any play in Wild, but hey, it's a bit better. This card's definitely relevant. Dragonbane Shot going back to 2 mana. Quest Hunter in Wild is pretty decent, and this is really, really good at it. So look out for that. This could actually see some realistic play in Wild. It was terrible at 3. It's kind of broken at 2, at least in Standard, and kind of in Wild. So the Hunter quest is not being reverted, so that change of that 1 extra proc still needed in Wild, and that is relevant, but still, this makes it a little bit easier. So again, look out. Arcanist Dawngrasp, the Mage quest reward, has been reverted. You now get spell damage +3. Not a big deal for Wild. This card hasn't been relevant in ages. Incanter's Flow, when this card got nerfed, was either 2 or 3 mana. It's 4 now. Springwater is 5, and this was never super relevant in Wild to begin with. So again, pretty safe. The hero card Dawngrasp goes back to Honorable Kill, gain +2 damage. Ironically, Dawngrasp is a card that still sees play in Wild as is. So this is a buff to a card that is somewhat meta, especially like Quest Mage is now kind of using it because they got to get to Romath, so it makes sense to use Dawngrasp. So relevant buff, and you definitely will see play. Conviction goes back to 1 mana. Busted at Odd Paladin, Hand Buff Paladin, Crab Rider is unnerfed from last year, so Conviction goes on this. This one I was like, I don't think we should do, but I expected this to happen. I'm okay with it, but yeah, that's a lot of burst for 1 mana, so look out for that. That one's pretty scary. This one, Level Up. This card's already just in Wild. They reverted it. Odd Paladin gets a buff. Level Up, going from 6 to 5 mana. It went to 6, so it couldn't see play at Odd Paladin. Interestingly enough, Mogu Fleshaper, I don't believe, got unnerfed, which is 9 mana. This seems weird. They could put that back to 7, but regardless. Cold Blood going back to 1. Odd Rogue and Pirate Rogue and all that get a buff. Yikes. Could throw this on a cheap charger. Very relevant buff. Again, not going to be in the core set anymore, so they reverted it, but man, that's something I wouldn't have done, but I'm not a smorker, so, you know, it's not going to cater to me, so you will see how that goes. Garrote now shuffles 3 bleeds instead of 2. Never a relevant card in Wild. One I don't really love because it just goes face, but probably okay with. Evil Miscreant randomly getting reverted to a 1/5. Hasn't seen play in Wild in ages. I don't think that'll change with this, but yeah, it's a 1/5 now. Was a 1/4 for the longest time. Forsaken Lieutenant goes back to 2. Don't think that's a big deal. It can make Naval Mine Rogue a bit better in Wild, but they already have the high roll with a new 4/4, and I feel like that's just strictly better, probably, but yeah, maybe look out for it. Could be relevant. Tome the Flames, the Shaman quest line, a little bit easier to complete. They reverted that one. I don't think that's a big deal. Spear the Frog, Overload Shaman does run it from time to time, but not a big deal. Granite Forgeborn, now a Yeti instead of a 4/4, will make 0 difference in Wild. Dark Pact, old control card, Q block, now restores 8 health instead of 4. Awesome. That's something I'd love to see. So they unnerfed Cold Blood, they unnerfed Dark Pact. All right, we're cool. We're cool. I'm all right with that. Here's the big one though. The Demon Seed, unnerfed, unbanned in Wild, and they took my suggestion I made in my suggestion video, so thanks. If they actually took it straight from mine, which I doubt, you can just blame me if it's still broken. You take 10 damage on each turn now. You literally have to self-sacrifice to play this card. 30 health to complete the quest. That was my suggestion. Make it basically impossible to complete. Make it basically suicidal to complete. When it came out, what was it, like 4, 6, 8? Or something like that. Now that it was 8, 8, 8, now it's 10, 10, 10. It's going to take a lot of damage to complete it, but maybe it's still broken. Maybe you can still pull it off. I kind of doubt it. We'll see. You do get lifesteal procs on two of the completions, the first and 2, so that's 6 healing. So it nets out to be like 24. But I think instead of fundamentally reworking the quest line, this is probably the safest way you can go about it. And if it's still broken, then I guess you can rework it, because I think this will be safe. But you know, it's Warlock. They're capable of many, many broken things. Stealer of Soul, surprisingly, they already changed the immune thing, right? To all of that. They also reworked the card to the original reworking I also suggested a long, long time ago. The first card you draw each turn costs health instead of mana. So you can't just go off with this and play a bunch of stuff and scam. You can only play one card. That was the original nerf I proposed way way back in the day. Also the revert thing I proposed. So I'm happy that at least, you know, they're at least on the same mindset as me. Not saying it's the right mindset. It could be wrong. But yeah. And by the way, there will be full dust refunds for both of these. So they're like, when they got banned, we got dust, and they're changing them again, we get dust. So they're not being skimpy on dust. Give them credit for that. War Axe, back to 2 mana. Why could this be in the core set? Come on. Why could this be in the core set? But yes, War Axe back to 2 mana. The big one, War Song Commander. Whenever you summon a mini with 3 or less attack, give it charge. Look out for Crab Rider. Look out for Frothing. And War Song has never existed in its state with Risky Skipper. This could be absolutely broken. This could be format breaking. But we'll find out. I mean, it's fun to find out, right? It's not like Kael'thas where we're like, what are they doing? We know it's broken. War Song, we don't know. Like old school Patron Warrior, there's no way that's fast enough for Wild in today's day. It just isn't. But there could be other really broken combos, as I mentioned, or stuff I'm not even thinking about. So yes, War Song unnerved, watch out, could be crazy, as well as Morshan Watch Post. Goes from a 3-4 to a 3-5. Unbelievable. The 2 mana Watch Post, not unnerved, sees lots of play in Wild. Glad they didn't do that. Ice Revenant, we'll see how broken it really is with Frost DK back to giving +2/+2. Baseless Corruptor gives +1 attack more. It's back to where it was. Should be fine. It was broken like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And Goldshire Null players can now use it in Even Lock again. It's back to 10 mana. That was just a standard thing, and it's good to see. So that's all the changes. A lot of nutty stuff. We also have Battlegrounds updates. We're not going to go over them in detail. Again, these patch notes will be linked in the description below. Duels update. There are a bunch of duels changes, changes to these hero powers. This is going back to 2 mana. Oh my goodness. They just buffed it. I guess it was a little too good. And after they nerfed the whole Moonfire thing as well. Instead of 3 spells, it's 4. That's pretty degenerate. So I guess that makes sense. Equip a random weapon. Oh, they changed that. Set its durability to 1. A random weapon, and from your class. You can't get Twig anymore? Well, that's lame, unless you're a druid. I can't remember what hero. It's Bran, isn't it? Anyways, yeah, they changed a bunch of hero powers. Again, if you want to take a look, I'm not going to go super in detail about it. I haven't been into duels lately. I just haven't been. So it just, I don't know, doesn't really pique my interest. Although Gatling one going to 3 mana is pretty nuts. That's pretty sweet. There's some pretty cool changes here. There's some nerfs, there's some buffs. Humble Blessing getting buffed or nerfed again. This was 3 for a while. Adora getting nerfed. Tempest Fury getting nerfed. A lot of good changes, but man, what I would love to see is new heroes and passives and stuff, and we have nothing. No big update. It's just like balance changes, which are cool, but that's it. We have an arena update. Again, I'll tell you guys on April 10th and all that to hold your arena run, get free stuff. I'll remind you. But yeah, April 11th, when all that stuff will reset, you can get a token and a bunch of bug fixes and all of that. But let me know what you guys think about the changes. War Song Commander, Demon Seed, you happy? You sad? You scared? Let me know, and we'll hit you up with a rewards track refresh video as soon as probably tomorrow morning. But again, if they announce it soon, we'll see. Anyway, stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.